And this is why modern job hiring sucks.
Yeah.
Because a piece of paper with fancy words on it does not show a determination like this guy has. Hey everybody, Neil Winteregg here with the Matterhorn Business Development Newsroom. Welcome back to the channel. I am joined today, as always, by Dr. Greg Winteregg, CEO of Matterhorn Business Development and author. Be sure you check out a free sample of his book in the description, Fun at Work. If you haven't picked it up already, you're definitely going to want to, because today we are talking about a business owner thinking outside of the box and an employee thinking outside of the box. A very good marriage.
This is an awesome story.
Yeah, you guys have probably heard, this is like a very popular article from the last few days. Laid off Arizona man finds new job after handing out his resume on the streets. So we really like this because a gentleman named Patrick Hoagland, I hope I'm saying your name correctly, Patrick. He got laid off kind of unexpectedly, and he was looking for a job. He was going to businesses, dropping off resumes, and he couldn't really get a job that he was looking for.
Okay.
So he decided to hit the streets, and he made a sign that says, laid off, looking for a job, take a resume. So it's somebody who's going out there looking for free crap, which I love. And he went out and he handed out his resume.
How many, does it say how many he handed out?
It just says hundreds.
Hundreds.
I think it was even more than that.
That's awesome.
He got more than 100 job offers just by handing this out.
Awesome.
So he told the news, and it's hard to get all the details because every news organization has different facts and figures, believe it or not. But
how does that happen?
I don't know. I mean, there's only one story. So anyway, he goes out, he starts handing out his resumes. There's even pictures of people like on Twitter with a picture of him, a picture of the resume, saying like, you know, this is somebody that you need to hire.
Hire this guy.
So he went out, he got hundreds of job offers, and he said he was getting offers that he was like completely unqualified for.
Really?
But because he showed determination and like a desire, people were willing to give him a chance. In new arenas that he wasn't qualified for because of the personality and the attitude. And this is why modern job hiring sucks. Because a piece of paper with fancy words on it does not show a determination like this guy has. So good news is he got a new job. He got hired by a contracting company. I think it was some sort of a concrete company. It was the job he wanted, and he ended up getting the right offer, and he's extremely happy to be able to do that. So good job to you guys who hired him, but I wanted to get your take on this as well. What do you think about somebody thinking outside the box like this?
Well, there are so many different angles of this. I mean, really, we could go for an hour. But I would have offered the guy a job. I would, no matter what business I had, I would have offered him a job because of his attitude. And rather than stand there with a cop and a sign, he's got a sign and a resume.
He also didn't go on disability. He didn't try and go to some government programs. I mean, he did get laid off, so there is restitution for people who get laid off unexpectedly. They can sign up for programs, but he said that's not what he wanted to do. So, and I don't know, I might catch some flack for this, like he wasn't there with a cup and a sign, but it's his attitude of not being a victim, and I'm gonna go find a job, and I think it's creative as hell. And I would hire that guy in a heartbeat just because of his attitude. He wants to work. He doesn't want charity, et cetera, et cetera. And if you just put this guy in a job that he likes, he's going to succeed. And what's funny is he took a job in this field that he specializes in. It's not like, you know, he got all these offers and then went to, you know, running some Fortune 500 company.
Or, trying to have his own radio
station. He's back in construction.
It's
what he likes to do. One article said it was a concrete company. So, and that was the job he wanted. Like, he got hundreds of offers. It's not like he, you know, went and decided he was going to be an astronaut. You know, he picked what he knew he wanted and was willing to do.
But then here's the point. He got hundreds of job offers just from attitude. There were people giving him job offers just off the picture. They hadn't even met him. It's just like, see, but this is what a business owner wants. A business owner wants somebody with that kind of dedication, work ethic, and not being a victim, and just like out there like, hey, I want to help people.
And this is why you have to hire based off of attitude.
Absolutely.
And that's the problem that I have with a lot of the hiring processes is I've never cooked in a restaurant before. I've never run a restaurant before. I have zero qualifications to, be a manager of a hotel or whatever. But you know what? I'm better than 98% of the people that are out there. Just give me a week.
Right.
And I'm going to have everything
Whip
figured out.
Shape.
Because I have the attitude and the ability to learn and the determination, right?
Yeah.
But if you're only looking off of like, oh, well, you've never done this before, so I can't hire you. It's like credit. When you turn 18, you're ready to get your first credit card. You can't get a credit card. Nobody's going to give you credit because you don't have credit.
Well, or even turn 18 and you get a job. Well, come back when you have experience. Like, well, I'm 18. How do I get experience? You know? So when hiring, you're looking for attitude.
Yeah.
You're definitely looking for attitude. And I even have, like, I think everybody knows, tens of thousands of dental practices we've helped.
Yeah.
And my biggest practices, if somebody gives a resume with tons of experience, they actually probably aren't even going to get an interview.
They have all of the bad traits you don't want.
Yep, exactly. So if you have somebody with the right attitude, my office manager that ended up running the entire operation, and I was able to semi-retire, had never worked in a dental office, but she had a great attitude.
Right.
She was a patient, and I knew her, and I knew her attitude, and she was always joking around and having fun. And one day she said she wasn't happy with her job, and I hired her. So it is about attitude. So from a management standpoint, you're looking for attitude.
Yep.
And then when you're looking for a job, go into an industry that you can have a good attitude about.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're switching jobs to go into an industry to make another $5,000 a year, but you don't like the industry, it's going to suck for you. It really is. So just do like this guy. I mean, this is creative as it gets, and I just really admire the hell out of it.
Just the ability or the willingness to not back down.
Yep.
Is what I admire.
Yep.
And maybe the construction industry is where he's supposed to be, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
It's not like he has to be the runner of a Fortune 500 company to be successful, or it's like he wants to learn, he wants to go out.
Absolutely.
That's all that you need from somebody for whatever job it is that you have.
And here's the other point that I want to make about this is he figured it out.
Right.
He did something about it. He didn't just sit back waiting on somebody to figure it out for him. And I don't know if we, could interview him, that would be incredible. But I can just see him like going to Kinko's or whatever and printing 500 copies of his resume. Yeah. And he has a sign in a box of resumes. That is genius. But he did something about it. He didn't fall into some victim pattern. Look what happened to me.
And the people who are going to take the resume are going to be people who think on the same terms or the same basis of it, right?
Exactly. So like, oh, I want to hire that guy.
Somebody who would rather him be out there with a cup isn't going to take his resume.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's genius. It has so many different apropos, applicable viewpoints on it, but the whole thing is just a perfect story.
Yeah, and I think that business owners out there, when it comes to hiring, maybe when you bring somebody on for a working interview or something like that, find something that you can give them that allows them to create a little bit.
Absolutely.
Hey, we have this problem here. What would you be able to do to solve something like that?
Exactly.
And figure it out. If they're like, well, how do you normally do the filing? I just do whatever you always do.
Right.
They can't think. They're not creative enough.
Then they're like, well, why did you do it like this? You're like, well, that's what somebody told me to do. I didn't think that was.
It just made sense to do it this way and then this way and then this way.
But then also, I'm saying the other part is like, well, they knew they were doing it wrong.
Yeah.
But then they're like, well, that's what he said.
Well, that happens all the time.
You left, and I asked him, and he said, but that's not what I told you to do. I didn't think it was right, but he, and
that's what they wanted to be done.
It's all about pointing fingers. This guy, I love this guy. His attitude. He went out. And
good job to the contractor that's out there.
Absolutely.
Who hired him.
Good job to everybody who offered him a job.
Yeah. Good job to everybody. Here's the other thing. Good job to everybody who made this aware. Because you know what I'm sick of? I'm sick of bad news, right?
Really?
I'm sick of just everybody feeling like everybody hates each other in this country. And it is not true.
It is not true.
It is the media that's purporting that. So the fact that good people, helped another human being shows that it's not as messed up as you try and tell us it is.
It really isn't.
Here at Matterhorn, we're actually starting a new thing where we're actually going to reward good customer service, reward good behavior. So pass it forward. When you're at a restaurant, you get good service, thank them for the good service. When you have a good experience at a business, tell the people there, thank you for this. We have to start spreading the idea that we can all get along rather than the idea that we hate each other.
Exactly.
And I actually want to acknowledge the people who put this on Twitter.
That's right.
Who spread it around and said, check out this guy, right? Take one of his resumes, give it to a friend who needs somebody. Those are the real winners here, and I want to acknowledge those people as well.
Agreed. So you get a thumbs up.
We will see you next time on the Business Newsroom. Ding!